And using Facebook is something many of us do on a daily, if not hourly basis. But did you know using the social media site could cost you a loan? A local financial expert is here to explain when we come back. And Facebook is a fun website to reconnect with old friends and family members. But did you know it can cause you to be denied a loan? A local financial expert is in studio to explain. Welcome back. Social media is still becoming increasingly popular with people of all ages. From teens to grandparents, Facebook is becoming a way to keep up with friends and long-lost relatives. But did you know what you put online or even who you're friends with could be the deciding factor in whether you get a loan? Joining us this morning to explain why is Shane Sullivan from Van Halen Wealth. Shane, thank you for being with us.
Well, thank you very much.
I think this is a shocker for a lot of people. How does it work?
Well, it's still very new, but there's a number of tech startups that have started gathering your data from social media sites like Facebook to help to determine whether or not to give people who don't have a credit score a loan. Now, most lenders still use a credit score to determine whether or not to give you a loan. But if you didn't have a credit score, you're out of luck. So these companies are trying to change that.
And who doesn't have a credit score?
Well, I'd say there's a number of people here in Austin. If you've moved here from another country, so you're not part of our system, so to speak. So, you know, it's kind of interesting to see how this trend takes.
What are they flagging? What could be questionable?
Well, if you're friends with somebody or you interact on one of these sites with somebody who has a hard time paying their bills, it could affect your ability to get a loan.
So you were telling me a second ago, you see this getting larger. Like maybe in the future, even if you have a credit score already, they could be curious about your content on your Facebook page.
Well, references have always been part of getting a loan or getting a job, frankly. I mean, the references are a big deal. So I don't think it's part of the traditional loan process yet, but if this trend continues, I could see the two merging.
What about, we're talking about Facebook specifically, but Instagram, Twitter?
They do use other sites like PayPal. They're going to check eBay. If you have a history, they're going to check your payment history. If you pay your bills on time, that could help you. Got
it. Let's talk about credit scores in general just for a second. What are some things that people can do to make sure that it improves or stays the same, doesn't drop?
Well, I would tell you that credit score is more and more important. It not only affects just your ability to borrow money, but I've heard of even dating websites now that are using your credit score to match people up.
Oh, wow.
So credit score is extremely important. I've got about 5 steps anybody can use to increase their credit score. 1, you have to know your score. I encourage all my clients to check their score at least once a year. You can get a free credit report, but you usually have to pay a small fee to actually get the score. We have a link on our website at valhavenwealth.com where anybody can get that report. 2, dispute errors. About 1 in 5 people have errors on their credit report. So once you get that report, take a hard look at it. If you see mistakes like a late payment, or if they have your credit limit reported lower than it actually is, that can hurt your score. Worth your time to fix it. 3, watch your ratios. Big part of your credit score is determined by how much of your available credit you're using. Try to keep your spending 10% or lower of your available credit. And then 4th, use your card lightly. Making a really large purchase on your credit card can hurt your credit score, even if you pay it off at the end of the month. Try not to ever purchase something that uses more than 30% of your available credit on any single purchase. And of course, last, keep your cards active. A big part of your credit score is determined by your credit history. The longer your history, the better you have a chance of a good score. So even if you don't use your cards a lot, keep them open.
All right, Shane, very good tips this morning for us. Thank you so much for coming in, and we'll have all of this online at KXAN.com.